What is happening, Reject Nation? It's Greg Alba here.
It's Andrew here.
Phase. Yeah. So, after 2 months of binging Flash and Arrow so I can be prepared for Comic-Con, I have finished both shows as of yesterday, or
Well
2
done,
days
sir.
ago.
Well done. I need to catch up on Arrow.
But Flash, you're caught up on. Season 3, I thought it was okay. I like the first 2 seasons more. Thought it was a little repetitive, not as intense as the first 2 have been. But, you know, it's Flash and I love the characters and everything.
I enjoyed the season. I'd say I kind of harping what you said. I just seeing a speedster for the 3rd time, even though it was an interesting plot twist that I kind of guessed what was going to happen, but still, it was definitely a little bit interesting. But again, seeing a speedster for the 3rd time in a row got a little repetitive, as you mentioned. I'm really looking forward to seeing in season 4 them not going with a speedster and they're going with someone else. So it's going to be a lot interesting to see. And obviously, they kind of mentioned it in season 3. They gave us Easter eggs with saying Clifford DeVoe, who is the Thinker. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
I heard this might be taking on the Flash Reborn.
We'll see. I mean, that'd be interesting. I mean, that's an interesting storyline. Obviously, they did Flashpoint Paradox and for 1 episode in season 3, but it's going to be interesting to see what we see in this video. Let's get to it.
Do it. Run, Barry, run.
It's good inspiration, Greg. Like that logo.
Here we go. Here we go. I'm still excited to see it now.
My name is Iris West.
Will you marry me?
Yes. And I was supposed to marry the fastest man alive.
Keep loving. Keep running. For me.
I promised him I'd run. So that's what I've been doing.
Good.
Running.
Good.
As fast as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, she's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
How could you possibly be fine?
Dad, what do you want me to do? Curl up in a ball and cry all day?
Sometimes I feel like if I believe in something hard enough, that'll make it real.
Cisco!
I miss my
Tony?
friend.
Barry's not coming back.
You don't know that.
Barry told me to be strong. I'm being strong. Guys, what are we looking at?
Whoa!
Expecting someone else?
Hey.
I don't understand. This should have worked.
Dead bang, fella.
You're up against some bad hombres. And what do you think you're gonna do against us with a sword?
Oh, you should have spoke too soon. Oh. Nice. Dang.
Bring me the Flash, or else your city falls.
How kind of sword is that? If we don't offer up the Flash, people are gonna die, and that's gonna be on us. I've made a few slight modifications, as Captain Solo would say. Iris, you of all people, how can you not be in on this?
I'm gonna lock on something!
It's him! It's him!
Some Wally West.
Now, Cisco!
Wow. Didn't even see Barry in the trailer.
I like that.
Awesome.
Sure.
I love Cisco.
Definitely. He basically represents us, comic book geeks, and then
Movie
pop
references.
culture
Yeah.
geeks. So, yeah, for sure.
He's awesome. He's awesome. I love that the trailer didn't show Barry in it because of the way how the last season ended. You know, it's like obviously Barry's gonna come back. It's called The Flash. It still like gets you hyped and building up how they're gonna get him back. I love how Cisco just knows how to invent something to get the Flash to come back. He always has a solution for something.
I like seeing the ramifications of when he gets stuck in the Speed Force at the end, or rather when he goes off with his mother there. It's interesting to see the dramatic tension that's going on with Iris. Like her father's asking, "Are you all right?" Like, "Dad, what do you want me to say?" Like, I like seeing those moments. Like, it's interesting to see how the team is doing without Barry because, and I like what you said. I'm glad they didn't show Barry because one of the biggest issues I had, as I mentioned kind of earlier with season 3, they kind of went into Flashpoint Paradox, only did like an episode or so.
Yeah.
I want to see a couple episodes of Barry trapped in the Speed Force rather. So that's why I'm looking forward to give us a couple episodes where he's gone and stuck there.
I guess it's making me wonder if the first episode, because I imagine that Barry will definitely be back for most of the second episode at least. This seems like a trailer mainly just for the first episode. And I'm wondering if they'll show Barry at all throughout the first episode, or will he only come in at the end of the first episode and the whole time we'll just be focusing on the cast and what they've been up to, how they've been functioning without Barry. You know, honestly, I didn't really care about Iris's character the first couple seasons, but I did learn to care about her a lot more in the 3rd season, maybe because her life was at stake the entire time. And I'm also wondering what's going on with Caitlin Snow. She left the group and then she comes back with like Captain Cold's gun or something. But you were telling me beforehand about the series villain this year.
I don't think that was in that samurai guy we saw. No. I'm not sure who that character is.
They usually don't introduce the newest villain up front.
Yeah, but I mean, from again, the clues we got from season 3, they mentioned Clifford DeVoe a few times. Even Savitar mentioned Clifford DeVoe. He's like, oh, you haven't met him yet. Clifford DeVoe, he's actually the Thinker. Now, the Thinker, he was, the first time we saw him in the comics was in All Flash issue number 12. He was created by E.E. Hibbard and Gardner Fox. And what's interesting about this character, he's a failed lawyer, and he encounters a lot of villains. And what's cool about him is he realizes these villains have the skill to do the job. They just don't have the intellect. They don't have the brains to do this. And he takes it upon himself to become the brains of the crime underworld. And he battles Flash many times. And what I like about this character, and also too, one other thing to note, he's really into new scientific technology. There's something called that he used called the thinking cap. It's a metal hat he puts on and it projects mental force. So that's going to be really interesting to see visually as well as compelling in the storyline as well. See how they introduce the thinking cap. But what I love about Barry not going up against a speedster, it makes it more interesting that he's going up against someone who doesn't have to battle him physically, but battle him intellectually. So that's what I'm really looking forward to most of the season. On top of the dramatic tension we see from the group dealing with Barry being gone, you know, in the Speed Force, I'm really looking forward to seeing Barry go up against someone that's not a speedster. Because obviously Eo Barthon's my favorite villain of all time. I'm just looking forward to seeing him go up against someone who, you know, kind of goes against him in an intellectual way. I find that very compelling when I see that, like Mission Impossible 5. You didn't have to physically beat that guy, but that guy was beating him mentally and intellectually, and I find that very compelling in stories when told the right way.
Wow, you just stole my point.
Sorry, Greg, what were you going to say?
You just stole my point. That was like, that's everything I told you before we started filming. Thanks for doing that, Andrew.
I stole all this information from Greg.
You stole it from the future.
Yeah, I do.
It's every speedster.
I
know Barry's future, and I'm going to use it against you.
I Barry Allen the shit out of Greg.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I'll finally be able to start watching this show when the episodes are airing as opposed to, Netflix binging it. Can't wait till it comes back, baby. I'm wondering which Harrison Wells version we're going to be getting. I wonder if Tom Felton will return. Well, guys, there's a reaction and review for The Flash. I'm glad I got to provide most of the information on this video. You can subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Andrew's the Movie Source channel. What information do you think this guy has? Go over there, check it out. And he also is Agor711 on Twitter and Instagram. Go check out our Patreon for exclusive perks and rewards.